welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I've got 5 super easy food gifts to share with you that I think you're really going to enjoy. Some of them they'll even think that you bought. So if you want to know how to make them, stick around. I'll show you how. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Right, Maxwell? Okay, for this recipe, you're going to use 5 tablespoons of butter, and you're going to put it in the microwave and soften it. Okay, then you're going to add a 14-ounce jar of the Biscoff cookie butter. Okay, now that my butter's softened, I'm going to whip it up with my mixer. Just kind of get it really, really creamy, and then we're going to add that full jar of that cookie butter to this. And that cookie butter is so good. If you've ever had any of their Biscoff cookies, it tastes exactly like it, but in a butter form. And then you're just going to continue to mix it until it's completely blended. Next, you're going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar and just kind of mix it in there in sections so that you can get it blended in real well, each section, and then add some more. Otherwise, if you dump it all in there at one time, you'll have a hard time getting this whipped up because this does get really thick. And just make sure you keep blending it in until it's completely mixed in there and you don't see it. You've got that blended, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then just get that mixed in real well. It does get pretty thick, so you probably want to take a spatula and just kind of break it down a little bit, kind of put it all down at the bottom and then start blending it again. But it is thick. If you have a standing mixer instead of a hand mixer, use that because that'd be a lot easier. Okay, next I'm going to add a pack of 12 sugar cookies. I'm going to break them up and put them into a food processor, and then I'm going to crush them down to just powder. And you could make your own sugar cookies. I just bought these because they were on sale. And it doesn't really matter what kind of sugar cookie you use. Any of them will work. Just get it really pulverized till it's just a powder. And then you're going to add your cookie mixture to your butter mixture. And you're just going to blend it in real good. And then just blend all that up together really good. Just make sure that you do spend some time on this. And this will be thick. And then after you get it mixed up real well, you're going to put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes till it sets up. After that's set up, you're going to roll these in about 1-inch balls and place them on a parchment covered cookie sheet. And then after we get all these rolled out, we're going to put it back in the refrigerator for another 30 minutes. And this recipe makes quite a few. If you're short on time, you can always put these in the freezer for about 15 minutes. Those have set, you're going to take another cookie sheet and you're going to cover it with parchment paper. I'm going to use almond bark for this. It's a 24-ounce pack. You can use chocolate for it. I'm kind of breaking it up a little bit so it's in smaller pieces. And then I'm going to microwave it in a microwave-safe bowl, and I'm melting the entire package of this. And just do it in about 30-second intervals and kind of stir it up, and then just keep going until it gets completely melted. And just kind of stir it up every 30 seconds so it can kind of start getting blended. You're going to completely coat each one of these balls into the chocolate, and using a fork, just take it out and then set it on your cookie sheet. And then I ended up getting a toothpick here in a minute to kind of help take them off a little bit easier. And don't worry so much about the excess on the bottom part. You can flake all that off after these have set up. So do each one of these, and then you're going to put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes. And this is where a toothpick comes in handy. And then just keep going till you have all of them coated. Next, I'm using some of the chocolate almond bark, or you could actually just use regular chocolate. I'm going to put it in a piping bag. I'm putting about 4 squares in here, but really just you need about 3, and then microwave it till it's liquid. After that's melted, I'm just going to take a rubber band and put it around the top just to kind of hold all that in there. And then I'm going to cut the tip off the bottom about 1/4 inch. And then just start drizzling it over the top of your little truffles until you have them completely done. Just kind of wiggling it back and forth. It goes pretty quickly. And then when you get done doing that, you're going to add a little bit of kosher salt to the top of each one. These are super sweet, so adding the kosher salt really does help offset it a little bit. And then you're going to let these dry for about 30 minutes. To package these, I got these little cupcake holders, these little mini cupcake holders. You can get these on Amazon or even at Walmart. I think they have them, and just place one in each one of these. This really did kind of dress it up a little bit. To package these, I got these little boxes from Dollar Tree. You get 5 of them to a pack. They have a nice bottom and a nice top. And I'm going to put tissue paper in here first to kind of fill it up a little bit. And then I'm going to add 5 truffles to each one of my boxes. This recipe makes about 10 packages. And I'm just going to put my lid back on, and then you could just tie a ribbon around it at this point, but I am bagging mine. It just kind of gave it a little bit more professional look to it. And these are just the 7 by 13 bags that I'm using. I used these last week, and you have to kind of mess with it a little bit, but you do get it put in here pretty easy. And then slide it all the way down to the bottom, and then I'm going to tape up my edges on the bottom to kind of finish it out. Just kind of pull the 2 lower tabs in and tape those. And I'm just using a crystal clear tape. And then I'm turning it over, kind of pull those in and fold them back to the back. And then we're going to just fold that over and tape that down. And again, you don't have to use the bag if you don't want to. I just think it gave it a little bit more personal look. And I'm just adding a ribbon around the top part here. And then I'm giving y'all some tags in the description below. All you got to do is download them and cut them out. And I'm using brown craft paper on the ones that I did. And you could use white paper, whatever you want to. But I'm just using some brown cardstock. And I'm using some baker's twine to attach it. And it just says it's the most decadent time of the year. And these really weren't that time consuming to make. You can make a lot of these pretty quick. Like I said, this makes 10 gifts. That's a lot for one batch. All right, look how pretty that is. For this next one, I'm using a 9 by 9 by 2 pan, and I'm going to line it with parchment paper. And I'm going to go one way and then the opposite way, just to make sure that I have it completely lined, because when you finish this, you'll want to be able to lift it out as one solid piece. So just make sure that you don't have any of the pan showing. Microwave safe bowl, you're going to add 1/2 cup of salted butter, so 1 stick. Then you're going to add 2 cups of the butterscotch chips. Actually, it ends up being in a full 11-ounce container of those. And then you're going to add 3/4 of a cup of creamy peanut butter. And you don't want to use any kind of a natural peanut butter. You need to use the one that actually has the oils in it. I'm just using some that I got at Walmart. And you're just going to add 3/4 of a cup, and you're going to mix that all together. And then you're going to place it in the microwave and start melting it and stir it every 30 seconds until it's completely blended. After that's melted, you're going to add your 4 cups of the mini marshmallows. And then you're just going to stir this in until they're completely coated. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of salted peanuts to this as well. And that's an option. You don't have to do that. And then continue to stir until it's completely blended. And then we're going to pour it onto our parchment paper right here, and then just kind of smooth it out. Push it into the corners and kind of flatten it out. Get every bit of your bowl cleaned out right there. And then kind of shake it down a little bit and refrigerate it for 1 hour. After that's set up, go ahead and remove it from your pan, and then we're just going to cut it into squares. And you can cut these into whatever size squares you want. I cut these into probably about maybe 1.5 by 1.5. Package these. I got these little dessert cups from Home Goods, and I'm just going to put some parchment paper down into the center of this and just add my nuggets. And I added quite a few little nuggets to this one. I'm taking a 13 by 7-inch clear bag, and I'm just going to place one of these right down at the bottom. Just kind of slide it on down in there. And then I'm going to tape my corner pieces on the bottom in, just to kind of finish it up a little bit. And then I'm going to tie a little rubber band around the top part just to draw it in. Decorate these. I'm just going to take a red satin ribbon and tie it around the front and tie it in a bow. And then I'm going to take a garland, and I'll give you the link for this. I get these on Amazon, and I'm just going to roll it around my fingers to make the shape of a wreath. And then kind of wrap the tail around it a little bit just to hold it all together. Okay, then I'm using those same tags I used on the last one. Just punch a hole in the corner, and then I'm going to use a red and white baker's twine. And then I'm going to attach my tag and my wreath together onto the front part of the package. Just run it through the wreath and then tie it around the top. This is a quick and easy way to wrap a package, and it looks so pretty. Greenery always looks good on a package. And I'm just tying it into a knot in the back. All right, look how pretty that is. Super simple. Okay, for this next one, I'm using 1 can of the sweetened condensed milk, and you're going to use the entire can on this. And then you're going to add 2 cups of a sweetened shredded coconut. And if it's clumpy like that, you need to make sure that you are getting 2 full cups. So kind of make sure you smooth it out. I'm having to scoop mine out with a spoon to get it a little bit more smooth, but you want to make sure you do get 2 full cups. Okay, then you're going to add 2 cups full of the semi-sweet chocolate chips. And you want to use the semi-sweet over the milk chocolate because this is pretty sweet already by itself. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of sliced almonds. And then you're going to mix that up completely until it's completely mixed together. So spend some time on this because you want to make sure you get all of it completely coated. And it is pretty thick, so use a big spoon. Next, you're going to line a cookie sheet with some parchment paper, and then we're going to drop this by spoonfuls onto the cookie sheet, and then we're going to flatten them out. And you can make them as big or as small as you want to. I'm getting about 36 of these out of this one recipe. And I'm putting a pretty good generous size spoonful, and then you want to just make sure that you are flattening those out. And just keep going till you have them completely done, and then we're going to bake them at 350 degrees for about 12 minutes. And after they baked, transfer them over to a cooling rack to cool. To package them, I'm going to use those same tags again. I'm just cutting them out. And then I'm going to package these in just a regular cellophane bag. I'm just putting 4 of these in here. This is a real rich cookie, so they probably aren't even going to eat a whole cookie in one setting. But I'm only putting 4 in here per each one of my gifts. And I'm tying it off with one of the little tie strips that comes with these. And I got these little boxes on Amazon. They look like a house. They're shaped like a house. They have windows. Just kind of fold it up, get all your creases in there like it's supposed to. It closes like a milk carton. You just kind of have to bend it around there. And then I'm going to poke holes where all the little windows are and take all those out. It doesn't really take that long to take this apart. You can do it pretty quickly. I'm just punching it with a little stylus, and then I'm going to pull the little things out from the back. You could also use just tweezers to do this as well. And these are super simple to assemble. You're just pretty much folding in the bottom there and putting that tab right inside there. And then I'm just going to add my bag right down to the center, kind of tuck it in, and then I'm just going to close it up. And then I'm just going to put tape at the back part just to hold it together. Now, if you have some double-sided tape, you could use that as well if you don't want to see the tape. And then it has a little tie string to go over the top, a little handle, and put that on before you put your tape on. It just hooks in there, and then you just tape it, and then you'll have a little handle. And then I'm going to take one of those same tags, I'm going to tie some baker's twine to that, and I'm just going to attach it to the handle. And these are real cute little boxes, and they do have hearts on the side too, so you could reuse some of these for Valentine's as well. And then I got the little toy truck stickers at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just putting one right on the front. This was pretty easy, and it turned out so cute. Yeah, look how cute that is. This one, I'm just using some clear cellophane, and this is just some gift wrap. And I'm going to cut a piece that measures 20 inches by 5.5 inches. I'm going to use 6 of the Ferrero Rocher candies, and I'm just turning them upside down, right in the center of my cellophane. Kind of spread them out a little bit, maybe about a 1/2 inch apart, and then we're going to wrap our cellophane over the top part, and then wrap the other side over and join the two, just taping it in one place right over the top. Then we're going to tape down at one end on both sides. And I'm just using a crystal clear tape. And then I'm going to cut 5 pieces of baker's twine to tie between each one of those candies. And I'm going to start in the very center, tie my first one there, and I'm going to tie it in a knot. And then I'm going to tie a knot in the next one over, and then the next one over, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Now, you're not going to tie a knot at the very last one. Just make sure your candies are pretty tight together. Okay, then you get all those tied, then you go ahead and cut off your little excess string. And then flip it over and join the two like a wreath, and then take a clear rubber band to tie the two together. Okay, next I'm taking a 3/8 inch red ribbon, and I'm just going to tie it right around the center and tie it into a bow. I got this green garland on Amazon. I'll give you the link for it. And I'm going to wrap it around my fingers about 3 times. And then on the tail part, just wrap it around there just to hold that all together. Take that same tag that I've been using throughout the video, and I'm going to tie it on with some baker's twine. And I'm going to run it through my wreath and then tie it onto my little wreath, or my candy wreath. All right, that was pretty easy. This was a pretty quick and easy little project. Look how cute that looks. Okay, this last one is super simple. I'm just using just a jar with a sealed lid, and I'm going to fill it full of small little peppermint candies. Now, you could use any kind of peppermint you want to, or any kind of candy you want to. Even the round peppermint pieces would be cute in this, but I just got these kind of in bulk from Amazon, and I'm just filling it completely full. Next, I'm taking a red and white check ribbon, and I'm going to run it through the 2 loops in the back, and I'm going to run it through the 2 loops in the front. So just cut it long enough so that you can tie a bow. And then I'm going to tie it in a knot right here, and then I'm going to tie it in a bow. And just add your tag with some baker's twine. And then I'm going to add a couple little peppermint candies. I'm just going to glue them to the jar. Now, they can remove these later if they want to use the jar for something else. All they got to do is just put a blow dryer on it to heat up the glue and pop them off. Nothing to it. Okay, I'm going to glue one right on top. And I got these little candies on Amazon. I'll give you the link for these. And then I'm just going to glue one on each of the flat sides of the little jar. And that was pretty much it. This was a real quick and easy one, and this would be great for a coworker. All right, look how cute that turned out. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope it gave you some inspiration to make some gifts this year. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And if nobody's told you today, you're awesome. See you next time. Thanks for watching.